Good morning and welcome to day 27 of 31 Days of Halloween. It is Mixed Media Monday and we're going to talk about that. Hi, this is Kelly with Kelly's Creative Dream Studios. And, excuse me, mixed media can mean a lot of things. It can mean collage. It can mean working in an art journal. It can mean painting or sculpting or just whatever comes to mind. It doesn't have to be any one specific thing. So today I'm bringing several elements from a September 2019 paper pumpkin kit from Stampin' Up! Into play, and I'm going to bring this over so we get a little bit more light. And I've already started. This was a treat bag that I cut the bottom off of, split one of the gussets so I could open up flat, and I already glued it to my cardstock because I wanted to be able to just kind of keep moving here. I only have 2 hours to upload a video this morning because I didn't do anything yesterday. Well, I did. I worked on homesteading stuff yesterday, putting together ramen soup jars together. And I think this is going to work better with a trimmer. And that's where I take ramen noodles and I get rid of the bag of their seasoning because it has all kinds of stuff in it that I don't want. And opposed to just noodles, I can put actual pieces of freeze-dried chicken in there. I can add freeze-dried or dehydrated vegetables and make them more, give them a little bit more punch with the vitamins. Now I did quart jars and I did pint jars. In the quart jars, I just added the meat and a little extra seasoning of what we like in our soups. And those will be ones, the quarts will be ones that I do for the two of us when we want soup. And I learned something yesterday in talking with Bob, that he really doesn't care for Campbell's soups. He would rather have ramen. So that was something learned yesterday. All I got done yesterday was the chicken. Today I've got to do the beef before I do anything else. So we have this. I'm going to bring in my template. I really like this spiderweb treat bag. And that's all it is just a treat bag. And the other elements from this are some skeletons. I don't know where the ticket came from. I don't think it was initially in there, but that's where I found the ticket that I'm going to use today. So we have that. Now this is going to be really simple. Now, I wanted to put wobblers behind here, but they're not big enough for wobblers. I wanted them to dance. So, I'm going to use the ticket in two places. See, these are the wobblers, but as you can see, that skeleton's that's gonna show behind the skeleton. So, we're not making him dance today, but it was a nice thought. But I am putting one of the tickets down here, and it's like an invitation to a dance party is what I was looking at. So I'm going to try to stay in frame because I sit down so I can't keep an eye on where I'm at. But I'm going to push this right there. And then I want to put this. Actually, I want to put him on a dimensional. Let's put him on a dimensional. And I have a black one here. We are getting down to the end of these, and I can't believe it. Next week, we will start on Christmas cards, and I'm going to go down to one video a week because I have, I'm going to be spending the time working on writing trying to get my book finished is my goal. See, I had a baby wipe here somewhere. I want to get the glue wiped up. And then I can flip this over. I want to wipe some of that glue off while I can before I make it sticky with the scissors. And this is not how these were supposed to look. Let me see. They were simply treat bags with things like this over the top, the skeleton to decorate, and Bon Appetit. And then there were treat boxes with this orange and black. And I wasn't into the orange and the black. I wanted to stick mostly with the black and the white with this. And I hadn't decided if I was using that or not. I really wish I had a sentiment that says dance party. That would be so cool. So I am going to use the other half. Actually, let's start a new one here. I'm going to use another ticket stub. And I'm just going to, ooh. Do we want to go that way? I kind of like that. I do like that. Let's dust that with the black soot. And I'm going to leave it folded, and then I can catch both of those edges at the same time. Just like that. And I'm going to go around and dust my edge here. And I'm not sure how much of this is going to stick on that cellophane bag, but the cardboard itself will be dusted. Just like that. And I don't think we're going to need any more of that. But let's go ahead and put this on. And you know, this held that cellophane really well, so I'm going to stick with it. And it may squish out on that cellophane, but we can go back and wipe it up. That's okay. Because, you know, we don't have to take that all the way to the edge, because it'll come back and do its thing. But I'm going to use that bar on the ticket as my line to line that up. And then bring this one down. And then I'm going to come back in. I thought I had a, oh, you know, there it is. Oh, it's holding that plastic on. We need to go to this one. I keep buying these clips and I keep losing track of them. Or using them everywhere, one of the two. I'll come in there with that for just a little bit. And then I think we are going to dust. No, they've got the black. We're good. Then I'm just going to make these just kind of go everywhere. Just like that. And I am going to put them up on dimensionals. I have a package here that's open. And I'm only going to put the dimensional in the center, because instead of gluing them down completely, because this will help give them movement if they're not completely stuck down in every part of their body. If I just have one in the center, then that'll still give them some movement. Just like this. And this guy. And this guy. And that's it. That's how simple it is to put together a tag. Now, people have asked me, how do you put them together so fast? Because I do the same thing with my cards. And the secret is to sit and ruminate about your idea in your head before you do anything. Because that way, you kind of have a plan going in. It's kind of like starting with a blank page when you write. If you put down just the quick idea of a premise of what you want to write about. It doesn't have to actually be the story, but what you want to write about. Then you've got something to think about, so when you come back, you're not looking at a blank page. You have something that you've been thinking about, and you kind of have a starting point. So that's my tip for any of my authors who are watching, is to, with our Rough Draft Challenge coming up in a week, it's Saturday, to think about, spend this week thinking about, excuse me, type on your page what your premise is about. What do you want to write about? And then walk away. And then spend the rest of this week just thinking about what you want to do. What do you want your story to be? Or what do you want to make? What is your thought? What is your theme process? And then when you sit down to play, you're not staring at the blank page or a blank tag. You have a direction. So that's it for me in the studio today. Please remember to like, to share, subscribe. And I will be back here tomorrow with a Tim Holtz project. In the meantime, I will see you soon. Spooky blessings.